Welcome, everybody, to part one of Scamming the Romance Scammer. Hope you're having a great day. The person you see before you is Jay Arnold. If you do not know Jay Arnold is a director in the United States. He, I believe, is also a photographer and a writer. He's done movies such as The Kissing Booth. I think there's like 3 of them. I've never seen them. I've never heard of Jay Arnold before the day that he decided to friend me on Facebook. So that's how I meet Mr. Jay Arnold. Jay Arnold is also a very well-known supporter and member of the LGBTQ plus community. And he is open about his gay relationships he's had. Now, I've learned all this through Google. So I could be wrong on some things. I am using Google as my resource. So one day, Jay Arnold, the man you see before you, supposedly friended me on Facebook. And I did not accept the friend request. I do tend to look for scam potentials, especially when I get a random friend request. And this is something to keep in mind. Most of the time when someone asks you to be their friend on Facebook and you've never heard of them before, they're not really who they say they are, or they have bad intentions. It's just weird to friend random people, especially when they're from a different country and they're actually open about that. There's probably a scam somewhere in there, or there's possibly bad intentions. Now, maybe not all the time, but okay. And the reason why I started communication with Jay Arnold was because I saw that a friend of mine on Facebook was friended with him as well. And I'm like, well, this isn't good, because I know that this person may not be aware as much as I'm aware of scammers, especially on social media. And so I messaged this man and I said, I got your friend request. Do I know you? And he, of course, said, no. Now I'm going to show you what he said. I'm going to show you all the conversations we had. We started on Facebook and then we went to Google Hangouts because he insisted that's what we needed to do. You're going to notice something when I do open up my Facebook conversations. The conversations are a bit different because Jay Arnold eventually changes his name to something else. And that's because Facebook figured out who he is. So, before I do that, let me show you who the true Jay Arnold is. Now, I did confirm this through video chat. I had hours of communication with this man. I've had some video chats with them, and I'll talk about that as we go through it. This is probably going to be like 2 parts. I'm going to go through part 1 today, obviously, and then I'll give you part 2 later on. But this is part 1 of my communications with the supposed Jay Arnold. So like I said, and like I promised, let me show you the real person behind this mask. This is the real Jay Arnold. Now you can see his name up above, Joshua Abuse. I don't know how to pronounce it, sorry. You can see in the right-hand corner, I am very excited that he messaged me and he called me. And this man called me repeatedly when he wanted money. Our conversation very quickly went to money. So that's a very red flag, obvious that it's a scam if this does happen to you. Now, he only showed his face in a video because I confronted him because he was just really bad at the scamming. And you'll see what I mean in a few moments when I start shooting conversations. But this is the real person who I was talking to. Now, you may be thinking, well, Sarah, you're picking on a certain community or race or country. I'm not. This just happens to be who this person is and where they come from. He is near Lagos, Nigeria, and he claims to be a barber, but he does not have anywhere to work. That is his claim. I don't believe him. Okay, and neither should you. I believed nothing what he said. A lot of the conversations that we had, you'll notice that he's very lovey-dovey. I'm very nonchalant. I did not pursue anything that was very far. If I did start up a conversation again, it was because I was trying to keep him talking to me in hopes that he would not talk to anybody else so that he couldn't scam anybody else, because he used sob stories a lot. So let's get started with Jay Arnold on Facebook. this is the profile that you first see. Like I said, I went into this knowing this is a scam. So I wasn't surprised by anything that was said or done or what happened as things happened. So I was expecting it. So your friends on Facebook, I did friend him. I took the screenshot after the conversations. I took the screenshot actually after I got Jay Arnold to show me his real face and his true identity. Just to save time and save from confusion, I'm just going to call him Jay for all the video, just so we can be clear. Okay, so this is what you see. I did send a request first. I did accept his friend request. I said, hi, send me a friend request. Do I know you? And he says, hello. And then he says, greetings, nice to meet you here. So let's look at some conversations. Now, this is after Jay Arnold was exposed for who he truly was. I messaged the friend that I was friends with on Facebook that also was friends with him. I let her know that this is a scammer. Do not accept a friend request. Do not give him money. She said, okay, thank you for letting me know. So I did let the person know that it was a mutual friend. As you can see, Facebook has removed all of what he said. Now, this is basically only one-sided now, you can see. But he's told me, and I can give you a little bit of context as we read it. He's telling me he's a movie director. He says, this is Jay Arnold, nice to meet you. And then he says something of the fact of, I'm a movie director, I live in California. And you can see, like, my answer is like, K. What movies have you done? He told me The Kissing Booth and some other things. Basically, word from word you can get from Google. Obviously, this man did not do his research, and you'll see what I mean. I'm a mortician with no children, because he asked me if I have children. I'm single, and I live in Ohio. And I believe he told me something about himself and his relationship. At this point, he asked me what I thought about marriage, and this is all by memory, but it's pretty easy to use context. In my other chats, I'll be able to show you more. I said maybe when I find the right one, I would want to get married, because he asked me that. He wanted me to add him on a communication app, which he wanted me to go to somewhere else, such as Google Hangouts. The reason for this is the places that they want to take you away from are because those places are monitored and easily reported. Okay, so that's why this is a conversation we're going to have, is he wants me to go somewhere else. He wants me to leave the safety of Facebook Messenger, which isn't even that safe, but he wants me to leave because it's harder to scam someone. And Facebook actually will say to you, do not add someone if you don't know who they are, and do not give money to someone that asks you for money unless you know them. So I think he was asking me to be his friend on Facebook, and I said I don't add people, and then he was telling me about his son, and I said, how old is your son? I'm not sure how old he said. I think like 7 or 8. I said, how is your husband doing? I heard he is sick. Now that's when I started doing some Googling to get to know about the guy, and I'm like, I wonder if this is a real picture of Jay Arnold, because I didn't know who Jay Arnold was. So I'm like, I wonder if this is a real picture of the real Jay Arnold. So I Googled him. It is the real person. Real person's picture, I should say. And like I said, he's a member of the LGBTQ plus community. Now, this is when our conversations go back and forth. So he would say, are you crazy? I am a man. I'm not a woman. I'm a man talking to you. And I said, well, yeah, I know. I said, you're known for being gay and an activist for the LGBTQ plus rights, aren't you? I said, or am I thinking of another director? And as you can see, we had the shock emoji reaction, and then we had the heart reaction. So thinking of another director. Now, that's the route he went. And he told me, I don't know why everyone gets so confused and thinks that I am a part of that community, because I'm not. Now, this is interesting that he said that, and it's almost word for word how he said it, because I watch Social Catfish Scam, and it's like a romance scam channel where they help people realize that the person they've been talking to is a scammer and who they really are. A lot of these people have fallen in love with these people, and it's fake, and they send them money, and it's really bad. So he said word for word someone that said that the other day that I was watching, and the lady said she was talking to a man that was known for being with a husband, and he was gay. And so the person said, I'm not sure why everyone gets that confused. I am a straight man. So that's another example, and it was interesting that it was basically word for word. And I said, okay, ... like, yeah, right. And I think he asked me what I'm doing. I said, I'm at work. We talked about little things like, what are we doing? He wants me to download the Google Hangout chats. I said, I'm not downloading anything. We can chat here. He kept pushing it, and he was very insistent, and actually a little rude about it. He's like, I'm very upset with you. I'm very mad at you. Unfortunately, I don't have screenshots before Facebook blocked him, and that's because he's stupid. Because he made some stupid changes after a while. But he's like, I'm very disappointed with you. So I said, I already friended you like you wanted, and I don't go on Google Chat, so I'll never get your messages, which is not a lie. I've never used Google Chat before, had no reason to. I'm only chatting on Messenger. It's where I check my messages. I don't want to download anything else, so chat with me here, please. And then he stopped talking to me for a little bit. So then I said hello. And I'm trying to start a conversation with him again. He's like, I'm very upset with you because you won't do the Google Chats. And I said, why such a big deal to you? You're answering here just fine. He said that he doesn't have the ability to get notifications here. He used basically any excuse he could think of. Like, I don't have good signal where I'm at, so I only get really good notifications with Google Chats, which I'm sure you could change it in the settings, but I actually get notified every time somebody messaged me on Messenger. But Google Chats, literally, you get one message and you only get the one ding. So, like, literally, he would send me, like, paragraphs, or, like, he would send paragraphs and then he started video chat. I wouldn't even get a notification. So that's lame. I've said, yeah, you've said that, because he keeps talking about it's more convenient for him. And then I'm not being very cooperative and saying, other than it's more convenient for you, why should I do it here? I like it here. Why isn't this a private place, secure place? Educate me. Because he kept saying, this isn't private. This isn't a safe place to be, because I don't want other people to know that I'm talking to a woman that I'm attracted to. He very quickly was starting to do conversation of he was attracted to me, he liked me. It was love bombing from pretty much day one. So finally I'm like, okay, fine. I'll download the app. I'm not going to follow any links. That's a big thing to do, is even if you get, like, it's not even a scam of romance scam. If you get, like, a text message that says your Netflix account is being canceled if you do not click on this link and adjust your billing information, that link can give you viruses. It can give them access to your information on your phone. It's just bad. Okay, so do not click on any links that they pick. I was willing to go to Google Hangouts because that was a safe place that I could still regulate what I was doing. And then I gave him an email. It's my burner email. So I gave him that email so that we could hook up on chat. Now, let's see. Does it say his name up here? Chase Rice. Eventually we had conversations, and I just want to leave the Facebook app completely after this part, so that's why I'm talking about this now. Eventually I get Jay Arnold to admit that he is not Jay, and show me his real face, and we'll see that in a little bit. So I told him, because he claimed he just did it so that he could get to know me, and he needs some help, blah, 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 sob story. You'll see in a little bit. So I said, if you were truly sorry for what you did, and you were not scamming anyone else, because multiple times I brought up the fact that I'm not the only one you're talking to, you need to stop. And he's insistent it was just me. So I said, you need to change your Facebook profile. You need to change the name to you. You need to change the picture to you. So what does he do? He changes it to Chase Rice. Chase Rice, I had no clue who that was. So I had to Google them as well. Apparently, they're a music singer, a country music singer, I think, in the United States. So they used Chase Rice. And you're going to see me refer to Chase Rice later, probably in part 2, saying that this was stupid. So as soon as he switched to Jay Rice, now by this time, after we moved from Facebook to Google, I reported this account to Facebook. I reported our messages. I reported his Facebook account. I did everything I could to report this to Facebook. It took me 4 reports, and I don't know if it's because other people was reporting him as well, because I know I wasn't the only one talking to him. That's not how they work. That's one of the big reasons why they probably don't use your real name if someone is talking to you, and they normally call you pet names instead of your real name. A lot of the times, it's easier because they don't have to remember it. So this profile had been reported by me multiple times to the point where Facebook basically told me stop harassing this person by reporting them. They were tired of me reporting. Even though I had so much clear evidence that this is not who they say they are. Eventually they did get the picture, but that wasn't until Chase Rice was the name change. The name change was what I guess made it clear to them that, oh, this is something that's not good. So Facebook took them down. So that's where we get to Google Hangouts. So let's pull that up. Okay, here's my Google chat. As you can see, I only used it to talk to Jay. And look at all of this. This is why I said there's going to be like 2 parts, because this is ridiculous. Look at this. My gosh. So I'm not going to read all these today because, yeah, we all have lives, and I'm not going to make us all go through this in one part, and plus my throat will not allow me. If you can see missed calls, oh my gosh, so many missed calls. And you can see, like, I just scrolled past something and it said something about blackmailing me. That's the point where we get to towards the end. So it's worth waiting and seeing what all happens. So look at all this crap, guys. Look at all this crap. A lot of love bombing, a lot of information that he's trying to give. Now, I did not give any real information about myself. That's important. Now, I do not recommend, this is important as well, I do not recommend anyone does this. Okay, do not try to scam a scammer. It's not safe. It's not smart. I'm doing it because I'm an idiot and I'm bored. Okay, but at least I know going in that this is a scam. I'm not falling in love with this guy. There's no possibility that he's real. I know all these things. So my shields are up. I'm very guarded. I'm not giving information. Like, at some point he asked me, like, what's my favorite color? And I lied. Okay, that's something that I did in case he's trying to do anything in the background, try to manipulate things or trying to log in on things using my account if he thinks he can. Now, we'll see in part 2 that he's actually supposedly made an account of me, and it is pictures that he took from my account, and he's made an account, and he's quote-unquote blackmailing me, which he's not going to do very well with. And I've looked at the account. I've already reported the account. So he's not going to get very far, but it exists, just so you know. Okay, so this is our conversation that we had. We started on March 10th, and we went all the way into April. So I don't know how far we're going to go, but we'll see how far I get. And Jay Arnold says, hello, beautiful. And I say, hi, happy, because I downloaded the Google app that he kept on insisting that I needed to get to make things easier for him, because it's all about the scammer, guys. And so that's something, like, you need to see too, is, like, not only is he a narcissist, bully jerk who only thinks of himself, he's just a jerk. Okay, yes, very happy. Feel free to text me here anytime you want to talk to me. For this, I am very grateful and thankful. You've proven to me that you're a kind woman. And I said, okay, please send me your beautiful picture. This is a picture that I already had on Facebook. I did not send any pictures other than, I think, one that was not already on my Facebook. So it was nothing that wasn't already public. So, wow, you looking beautiful. Thanks. How old are you? And so I did tell him I'm 31. There's no big deal. He knows I'm 31. I don't care. Now, I was trying to think of something else that he said in the Facebook, but I don't think I come up with it. Now, this picture of Jay Arnold has changed a few times. He changed it to this picture after we stopped talking. So I don't know if it'll let me click on it. Yeah. So this is the email, and I don't care to show it. I'm showing it because it's a scammer's email and it needs to be reported as much as possible. So please, if you want to report it, if you're brave or you're bored, report this, please, because this is a scammer. And that email has been the same throughout the entire conversation. I'm 31. How old are you? You're younger than I do. Oh, I remember what I was going to say. You couldn't see in the Facebook communications, but pay attention to how I read what he says, because I'm going to try to read it exactly how he says it. So notice the broken English. Notice how things don't have a flow to them, because English is not his primary language. I'm nothing against people that have second languages that they're learning, or accents, or if they have broken English but they're trying. I'm nothing against that. But if you're going to be a scammer, you should probably sound a little bit more American and actually know what you're talking about, if you're going to be believable by majority of the people you're trying to talk to. You're younger than I do. Guess how old I am? I said, then you do. That was my one thing, like, what? He says, yes, guess how old I'm, just guess. I said, what does that mean? And I said, 65. You got it right. How did you know my age? I guessed. I'm like, I actually got it off of Google. He says, nope, you're wrong. Don't mind me. I'm just joking. I said, so how old are you? He says, you got it right. I'm 65 years old. I hope you don't care about the age difference. I said, no. He says, all right, so tell me, what's your favorite colors? Notice how colors is spelled. Do you have a car? In other words, do I have the ability to go somewhere and get you a gift card? I said purple, and yeah, I have a car. Asking if I have a car is so weird. Purple, that's a nice color. Notice how color's spelled. It seems that you're busy. You don't care to ask me about mine. Because I didn't respond right away. Poor child. Like, literally, it was less than a minute. 2 minutes. He says, purple's a nice color. And then he responded, you seem to be busy. You don't care to ask me about mine. He's like, ask me what my favorite color is. He was just so, he was already needy from the get-go. And I was ready to stop already here. Because I was just like, oh my gosh, a needy scammer, and I don't have time for this crap. I honestly don't have time for this. I said, I was going to. Wow. I'm working. I was going to ask why you waited so long to have your first kid. Because I think his kid was like 8 or so. And then he's 65. He's like, yeah, that's a nice question. And I said, and your answer? It's a long story, but I'll cut it short. I said, please do. Please cut it short. Please, 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 for all of us. He says, my first wife dead with my kids on car accident many years ago. Then I moved on with life, but couldn't get married again until now. My ex-girlfriend, we dated for 2 years. Then she gave birth to my boy before we broke up. I said, but he's 8. Notice that they dated for 2 years. And I said, but he's 8. He says, yes, I hope you understand what I just said. No, not really. You make it sound like he should be 2. And if you're doing the math, okay, so they started dating 2 years ago, and he had a baby with her. That's what he's implying. I said, your son should be 2. Nope, he's not. We dated for 2 years before breaking up. My boy was already born before we broke up. I said, what year did you break up? It's like, why asking? So I'm just asking these questions because that math is not adding up. And I said, to make the math make sense in my head. And he says 2014. I'm like, okay. So, and that literally took him 2 minutes to reply to that. And you can see every time I asked like a difficult question, there was a few minutes pause. But nonetheless, I'm still active. Why are you still single? No kids? I said, I work a lot. He's like, really? How long do you work in a day? Do you work all day? I said 8 to 5, but it can be later depending on how busy, which is not a lie. He's like, oh, okay. My favorite colors are red and white with a car, Mercedes-Benz. Okay, so he's already flashing money. Like, I have a Mercedes-Benz. I'm rich. I'm a millionaire. I am awesome. And I know I keep going back to look how he spelled colors. It's just not the American way of spelling. So if you're not American and you don't understand that, he would have spelled colors, if he was an American, Colors. There's no U in Americans spelling colors. So it's clear that he's not from here, even though Jay Arnold is known for being from here. He sends me this picture. This is another picture that he could get off of Jay Arnold's Instagram, Twitter, Google. So I never got a single picture that was not already published. I said, I saw that one on your Facebook. He's like, do you like it? I said, yes, it's a nice picture. What about one right now? He says, okay. And he sends me that, which, Jay, that's a weird look. I don't know who you're flirting with, Jay, but that's a weird look. So what movie are you working on now? Because I was going to see, did you do any research? Do you know anything about Jay Arnold, other than clearly you don't? He says, Kissing Booth 4, I want to ask you a question. I said, what? And this is when the love bombing begins, which is a big sign that things are not going correctly. And it's able to be used for abuse. If you fall, you start falling for them as well, and you have like these feelings towards them, they take that to their advantage. So this is when things can get starting to be red flags for abuse or taking advantage of you, which is a form of abuse. So just keep this in mind, be aware of it. Now you're going to see him like calling me names every once in a while. It wasn't bad at all. He was very bad at trying to intimidate me. He was very bad at trying to hurt my feelings. But he meant it. What he said, he meant. So someone actually fell in love with this man and believed he was who he said he was, and then we get to the point where he is verbally being mean just to upset you and do what he wants you to do, that's not okay. So maybe if I felt anything for this man, I would have been upset when he said these things later on. He's like, would you love to get married? Have you dated online before? I said, I don't know. And yeah, I have to find the right one. That's why I'm not married yet. He says, okay, I'm happy that we are friends. With time, we'll see what happens next. I said, okay. Now you can see I'm like 3 words every other time because I'm just like, I gotta keep them going, but I'm actually busy at work and I don't have interest in talking about this. And you can see these conversations by the timestamps is all day long until finally he would like, our time differences are what like really helped because I would finally get some peace towards my evening hours because it was like 1 a.m. his time. And there was times when I purposely kept him awake, guys. I will admit I was a jerk and I kept him awake. I kept messaging him. At one point, I think I video call him multiple times when it should be like 3 a.m. his time because I wanted to get on his nerves a little bit. He's like, what do you think about that? I said, that's fine. Okay, I will be away now. Text me when you get home. I said, what are you doing? I'm going for shopping. Now, he's supposed in California, and it's 4:51 p.m. my time in Ohio. So let's say it's 5 o'clock. Las Vegas is about 2-3 hours different from me. And then the next time zone is 4. And that is like the time zone for California. So California is about 5 hours different from me. So it is 1 o'clock. I said, I'm going for shopping. Had to buy some stuff for my boy and also for my dog. I'll be back soon. Don't forget to text me when you get home. So I sent him, I'm home. And I said, who is Dorothy Millie? Because I was on his Facebook account. And there was this girl that was posting some really obscene things on his Facebook account. Things that, like, a porn star would say, but it's probably another scammer because I don't know anyone else would actually say those things on a live chat. He's like, hello, Sarah, I'm back home. And he's been gone quite a while for go shopping. You're back home. How are you doing? Dorothy Millie, I don't know her. Where did you find her from? And he's probably thinking, where is that connection coming from? Why? And so she's posting crude things on your Facebook page. I'm getting ready to go to sleep soon. So I sent him pictures. You're welcome to read those. And then he said, no, he actually sent this picture. Sorry, I lied. He sent me the screen pictures. He says, you mean this idiot? And I said, yeah. He's like, I don't know her. She's just wasting time commenting on my page. I said, I see. He's like, I don't have any business with her. I can block her if you wish. I said, I don't care. Just asking. I really didn't care. I was actually hoping that it would stay. I don't think it's there anymore, but I was hoping it would stay because people could see that and go, okay. He's like, it's okay. I know you're tired and need some rest. Isn't that bad for your publicity? Having someone post that on your Facebook account? Like, if you were truly J. Arnold, you would not want that on there. You would want it off. Because he's very nonchalant about it. I can block her if you want. You were so concerned about our conversation wasn't seen by anyone. And that was going back to why he insisted we had to go on Google Chats, because he said he didn't want anyone to see our conversations. He wanted us to be private, and he didn't want anyone to know that he was talking to anybody or anything like that. So you're so concerned about that, but you're okay with that lady putting that on your Facebook. He's like, it's okay by me. Why? Because I don't want a situation whereby people will start talking nonsense. Sometimes people don't mind them business. Like I told you earlier ago. That's weird. I like you, and I just want you. Oh, and there's a little heart thingy on her face. I said, but you're okay with people posting that on your profile? He says, no, I don't. Hold on a while. And I said, how was shopping? He's like, it was fine. My son was happy, got him good stuff. He loves playing game. So I got him some Steam cards and other things. Steam cards. Notice the Steam cards. Steam cards. That'll come up later. I said, cool. He says, I'm feeling sleepy. What about you? I says, yeah, I'm going to go to bed. Good night. He says, same here. Good night, sweet dreams. Okay, at 10 o'clock, let's do the math together. Let's say it's just 10 o'clock. 9, 8, 7, 6. It's 6 o'clock in California. Now, I know it's not exactly 6 o'clock, but it is around 6 o'clock in California, and supposedly our friend is going to bed. That is freaking early, guys. That is so freaking early. I cannot imagine being able to go to sleep that early. I can't go to bed before 9, or I will be like, I'll sleep until like 11:30 and I'll be up all night. It's just how my brain works. Maybe you can do that, but basically a toddler can do that, and that's about it. So, wow. He is an early to bed man if that is the case. So it's just another red flag, okay? Now, maybe he didn't mean he was going to bed, but he made it sound like he was going to bed as well. And you'll see the time differences, why that's a bigger deal, why our communications at certain times of the day, and why, like, me messaging him at, I'll be messaging him at 3 a.m., but it's really, 12 o'clock my time. And I'll go into that later. I'm going to stop here. This is, day 2 of our conversations. So I'm going to stop here just so it's easier for me to remember that we started at the first good morning. I hope you guys have a great day. Please share part 1. Please share part 2 when it comes out. I want people to know about this. I'm making awareness of people trying to take advantage of people who were just trying to be nice and are just trying to be good people. And people taking advantage of that and making them feel like they are the scum on the bottom of the earth when in fact it's them. So you guys have a great day. I'll see you at part 2. Bye!